Hello, everyone. My name is Pablo FabricioValle.com, the godfather of networking and also co-founder of the Entrepreneurs Club. And today I want to share with you some tips on how you can start creating your New Year's resolution. Your New Year resolution is basically your goals for 2023. Just start thinking about what is it you want to have, or what is it you want to change in the new year in terms of your business. Do you want to create more affiliate partners? Do you want to create more business partners, or do you want to expand your network, your professional network? The other thing could be is maybe you want an online presence. Maybe you do not have a website. You do not have any social media presence. Maybe your new year resolutions would be to go out there, start creating your online presence by creating a website, by being out there in social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these other social media outlets that they have. So, what is your New Year resolutions? Plain and simple. In order for you to start thinking about your New Year resolutions, it's about thinking about your goals. What are your goals for 2023? I always say that it's never too early, never too late to start thinking about your New Year resolutions, your goals, setting your goals, and also getting into the habit of writing your goals down. So here's some tips on how you can start creating your New Year resolutions. First and foremost, I would like to wish everyone a happy New Year. I always say I'm always truly blessed and highly favored, and I hope you too are going to be truly blessed and highly favored this coming year. So very simple. In order to start thinking about your New Year resolution, sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's challenging. Let's not call it difficult. Let's call it a little bit challenging. Why? Because we don't know where to start. So one of the things that I usually recommend is focusing in some of the areas that you want to change. Let's say, for example, business. You want to change your business. What area of your business you want to change? The financial aspect, the wealth of your business, the demographics of your business, the market that you're targeting in your business, or is it an online presence, like I mentioned before? Start thinking about those different areas and write them down. For example, in 2023, one of the things that I want to change in this coming new year is I want to have a lot more presence on Instagram. Instagram has been challenge for me because I've been a Facebook user for many, 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 many years. Instagram has not been my thing, but there's a lot of people out there that are using Instagram. So we need to be where the people are going to be, where our people are going to be, where our target market is going to be. So one of my New Year resolutions in this coming year is to increase my Instagram presence. That's number one. Number two is elevate my networking skills to the next level. And how am I going to do that? Basically, is going out there looking at other organizations, other entities that I could partner with, that I could events that I could attend to, and events that I could go out there and create those alliances. So for me, it's the Instagram presence, the networking events, and making those connections. And number three, for me in the new year, what I want to do is I want to start creating more valuable content like the one that you're looking at now, and giving you tips on how to expand your business, how to take your business to the next level, and of course increase your customers, increase your market, and also increase your revenue. So that's my goal for the next year. Now, you select your three areas that you want. I'm also going to provide you with a PDF of your New Year resolution, and then I'm going to put a little worksheet where you could click in the link below or above, wherever we're going to have it, or even in the comments, and then download that file, and then you could follow along, and it would have all the stuff that I'm currently talking to you about. So first is look at the areas you want to change. Put a list of maybe 10 areas that you would like to change. Then in the next step, what you want to do is you want to pick the top 3 areas that you want to work in. So after you have listed about 10 areas that you want to improve in, focus on 3 main areas. In my case, mine's is the networking, mine's is Instagram presence and producing more videos and putting it out there in the YouTube channel. Those are my main three things that I want to focus. Of course, I wrote a list of about 10, 15 other things, but those are the three things I want to focus on. So figure out what three main things you want to focus on. Now, once you have that, for every area that you picked, let's say, for example, in my case, one of the things that I want to do is I want to increase my Instagram presence, right? So what are three things that I'm going to do starting now, starting today? Let's not wait until next year. Let's not wait until the new year, but let's start now. What is it that we want to change? So in my case, I want to change three things. I want more. I want more following, more followers. I want to. I want to be able to create more reels, more short stories, more videos, more short videos. Like let's say, for example, this one might be a little bit longer video. And what I want to do is I want to create shorter videos to put out there. The other thing that I'm going to do is also provide more content. I post here and now. I post stuff. I'm not consistent in posting in Instagram. So in my goals, in my New Year resolution, in order to increase my Instagram presence, is to start posting consistently, meaning each and every day, post something about my life, something that I'm doing, any motivational tips that I want to share with you, things that I'm doing now, and in order to increase my to change my habits. Basically, that's what I'm doing. Number two, I'm going to start doing videos, doing more educational videos, providing some tips, some information. I'm also going to start providing some networking information where people could find networking events similar to the ones that we host every last Wednesday of every month. So, and then of course, letting you know about other events that are happening throughout the local Houston area, and of course, networking events that are happening online. So those are the kinds of things that I'm putting as my goals, and what am I going to be sharing with you. So those are some of the three main things that I want to do in terms of Instagram presence. Now, number two, select the second area. What is your second area that you want to focus on? After you set up, you write out the second area. Again, put three very specific things on what is it you want to do in order to improve in that area. 1, 2, and 3. Be very specific. Write it down. Even if it says, changing some habits. When are you going to start? How many times a week are you going to change that habit? Start writing it. And again, for number 3, the third area of the area that you want to change in your business, that is part of your New Year resolutions. Write it down, and also write down your 3 very specific areas. 1, 2, 3. What exactly you want to do, right? Now, once you have done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the stuff very quickly, and you could also see this in the PDF that I'm going to provide you with. What you want to do after you have written the areas that you want to improve and how you want to improve, what I like for you to share with you is start setting goals. All right. I know a lot of people are afraid to set goals. A lot of people sometimes have goals that they have in their mind, but they have not been written. Very important. Very important. You must write down your goals. It's very important. And here's a guideline that I'm going to provide you with. The guideline is a method that is well known out there that is called a SMART goals. And I go in an extra step and call it 2 extra steps actually, and I call it the SMARTER goals. Okay, and the acronym for SMARTER, SMARTER, stands for the following. Okay. And of course, you don't have to write anything down. You will be able to download the free PDF I'm going to be providing you with. And this is going to help you how to set up specific goals that you've written in each of the areas and how you could accomplish them, right? So the first one is being specific. Like I mentioned before, Be very specific when that particular area. Number one, what is it you want to change? In my case, I want to increase my Instagram presence, right? I want to increase my followers. How many followers do I want to get in the next 90 days? Be very specific. Set yourself some goals. My goal would be to, for example, I'm giving you an example, to have an additional 1,000 followers in the next 60 days. Let's say 60 days. So let's say the next 60 days, I'm going to have 1,000 followers, right? Now, how are you going to do this? You have to have what's called a measurable, attainable goal. That's the M and the A. Measurable. You have to be able to measure your goals. So now we could say that we could break it down. So if it's 1,000 in 60 days, let's say 530 days, and then those 500, break it down even to a weekly basis, a daily basis. That way you could measure it. It could be as simple as in the next on a weekly basis, you're going to have approximately 125 new followers. All right. So break it down into measurable and then also attainable. Don't give yourself some goals that that are unreasonable, where you're going to say, I'm going to have 5,000 followers in the next 60 days. Now, it could be attainable. It could be attainable. But you know what? I'm saying, write down goals that are small goals and give it, go step by step. I love when when we're able to set smaller goals so we could attain them. And as we attain those goals, set even bigger goals. If we're hitting 125 followers a week, then increase your goal. Increase it to 200 followers a week. Okay. It has to be measurable, attainable. Now, the next thing is relevant. Relevant. R is relevant. Here, you want to make sure that you're very relevant when you set your goals. Okay. Now, aside from being relevant, you also want to make sure you put yourself some time. You need to have a timeline. Again, I mentioned in part of being very specific and very detailed, I mentioned what is the time frame. I want to do this in 60 days. And then, of course, I break it down into monthly basis and then into a weekly basis. You could even break it down into a daily basis. Now, you want to go a little bit crazier, you could even break it down into hourly basis. I mean, don't go now into minutes, but that's in terms of the time. Now we come into the E, right? The E is to evaluate. On a consistent basis, evaluate. When you're first starting, if you pick a weekly basis, evaluate. How many followers are you getting? If you said 125, you're only getting 25. Evaluate. What is it that you're not doing correctly? Are you following the steps that you set for yourself? Maybe you need to reevaluate your goals. Maybe you have to reset them. Evaluate your goals, and then you know what? Go back and repeat. Go back and repeat. That's the one. That's the smarter goals. So very, very, very specific, measurable, attainable, relevant. Give yourself some time, evaluate and repeat, and continue doing that until you complete your goals. Now, don't be afraid if you don't meet your goals, because a lot of people, what happens is, if at first you don't succeed, what do they say? Try and try again. Because a lot of people are afraid to write goals down because they're afraid that they're going to fail. They're afraid that they're not going to attain the goals. Sometimes people are even afraid to start setting goals because they're afraid that they're going to be massive. They're going to obtain massive success and they're not going to know what to do about it. Just go ahead, set your goals. If you fail, rewrite your goals, reset your goals, and continue on, moving on. Reward yourself once you reach a goal. And before you're about to hit your goal, start setting up your next goal. So I hope this helps you in setting up your new year resolutions and start setting goals. And one of the main things is, as you start writing these goals, as you start putting these specific things, the one thing that you're doing is you're changing your habits, because you know what? We are creatures of habit, right? We become what we think about the most. The thoughts become emotions, the emotions become actions, and of course, the actions become results. So until then, I wish you a very successful new year. Be blessed and continue being a blessing to many, many others. My name is Pablo FabrizioValle.com, the godfather of networking and also co-founder of the Entrepreneurs Club. Thank you.